taking my test?
Yes.
So can you wake me up at like 6? But then you could just go back in your bed? Because I can't wake up to my alarm.
I'll wake you up so you have enough time.
Okay, love you. Guess what?
What?
My crochet is that big now.
Oh yeah?
I'm so happy. I've been trying to learn how to crochet for 4 months and I finally got it.
I need you to turn the bathroom light off.
Okay. And one last thing.
Yes.
Can I take the water in my room for the night because I'm super thirsty.
Yes.
Okay,
Down to sleep. Pray the Lord or something. And just watch me through the night. And then you up to the night. Amen. I love you, God. Tell your big head sister to come in here.
she's getting dressed.
Okay. Sleep music.
I wasn't gonna put on the show anyway.
Okay, put on turn the bathroom light off. You can leave that open for now.
What's that?
No, the door. But turn the bathroom light off. What's up, y'all? I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Kid life. What? Yes. I have no clue what my audio sounds like. This is super last minute. All of my cameras, just all over the place. So, let me know if I sound okay. I think I'm a little out of focus. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. Do I need to move up a little bit? Can y'all hear me all right? Too quiet? What about now? Your voice is audible. We can hear you. What about now? Is it any better? Audio's good. I think I'm out of focus. If I am, I'm sorry. Volume is too low. Trash. Maybe I'm just talking too low. I'll have to go adjust it on the camera. So the volume is too low, just to confirm still. Or was I just talking too quiet? Let me know. It's been a rough night, okay? I've been trying to get the stream back set up for like a freaking hour. Let me know if the audio is too quiet. If not, if it is, I'm gonna have to go mess with the Pixis. So hopefully it's fine. We better now? Somebody confirm. I'm talking. Talking. All right, we good now. Oh, what's going? Please hold, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes. I'll text it to you. All right. Okay, y'all. So this is why it's hard for me to stream reliably. Super dad life. I need to send it a quick text message. Tonight, all right, audio. No, I'm a little out of focus, and that's okay. I'm not even about to go back to the camera and mess with it, because I've been messing around with this freaking camera all night. All right. I actually wasn't going to stream today, so if you are here, thank you for tuning in. Especially last minute. I didn't even make a freaking thumbnail, y'all. I didn't even make a thumbnail. I was supposed to go earlier. Go live earlier. And do the life. That didn't happen. Then I was supposed to go live earlier again. And do the life. That didn't happen either. So, I'm not expecting that many people to come, but let's get on with it. I need to talk, man. Sony, what's going on? We need to talk about that. And also, I want to address these freaking leakers, bro. Okay? But let's start with our roll call. And then wait a few minutes for the people to get here. I mean, unless y'all busy, y'all got to go. We can kick it for a minute. Let me let a few of the homies know that I'm live so they know. Kofi and Cam said they might pull up, so we'll see. So right now, drop where you are from in the chat. And I just saw somebody say, how about that Pocket 3 for $7.99? No, sir. Hold on. Oh, that's the reason. All right, any better? Okay, great. All right, so, yeah, let me know where you from, because we got some things to talk about, y'all. Some things to talk about. I am out of focus. I think I'm more in focus now. Let's get this roll call. Oh, this is out of focus and it's bothering me. So I have a little hand thing from DJI coming so I can adjust this without having to go mess with the freaking LiDAR. I'm just going to leave it. Let me know where y'all from. Start going through this freaking roll call. Caught this stream early this time. I wasn't even going to stream. So thank you for coming. I feel like my audio is not the greatest either. Australia in the house. Yo, what time is it there? Let me know. Somebody said it's too quiet already. I turned up the volume. Voice is audible. We can hear you. That's great. Audio is great. Good morning from Switzerland. Wow. So Switzerland in the house. Australia in the house already. Germany, Ray. So Australia and Switzerland already. Volume is too low. I fixed that. I think, yes, fine. We got you, bro. Much love. We can hear you. Great. Just a little bit now. We good. Sounds good. Audio and focus is good, even though I'm a tad out of focus. But I'm not even about to touch it. So we just going to deal with it. Daughter. Older daughter. Everything is good. Streaming is a fine art. Y'all don't know the amount of stuff that has to be put together to stream, especially using an anamorphic lens. What up, Terry? How about that DJI Pocket 3 now $7.99? Don't buy it. I literally just said this on Threads earlier. I don't care how good it is. Do not buy a Pocket 3 for no freaking $7.99. I'm sorry. Cleveland in the house. My boy. Fellow Clevelander. Another is that the same Australia? Could be. Alpharetta, Georgia in the house. Arizona in the house. I've been to Arizona one time. Massachusetts in the house. North Kakalaki in the house. Alabama in the house. Condor in the house. Picante Peruvian. Woo! Might be the best restaurant I've ever eaten at. Shout out to Condor Blue. Gotta love Condor. Y'all, I'm sorry in advance if my audio is jacked up. Okay? I'm using a DJI Mic Mini inside of this thing. Focus all jacked up. It just is what it is. Boston. Toronto, son. Kofi says, I'll be on in a bit if it's still streaming. It's getting real, bruh. If you feel like it, jump on. Happy chat, happy Wednesday. Hey chat, happy Wednesday. What's up? Tuning in from Jersey, Chicago, fam. O Block. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit the like button so this can go out to more people. I'm surprised it's 53 people in here. Also, let me know what time it is for you. It's 10:12 right here. What's up? 12:10. Dang, it's 12:10 already in Australia. The next day. Yeah, I'm about to go grab another one. The Key Lye LaCroix is the best. I don't have autofocus on the LiDAR, so try to get that in focus. There we go. There's my plane of focus, y'all. That's where it should be. And you know what? Not about to go change it. So y'all about to get out of focus TerryWarfield tonight. Maryland in the house. Why don't you like the Pocket 3? I love the Pocket 3. What are you talking about? What you talking about? I'm saying don't buy it for $7.99. Okay. This is how I know you're not used to this channel. You know how many Osmo Pocket 3 videos I have on this channel? Like 24. I've made so many tutorials, how-tos, vlogs. I love the Pocket 3. Sony FX3 Mark II. What's that, bro? Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tornado Alley in this piece. New York. Texas. My guy, Sean Rebison. Hi, daughter. Come say goodnight to me. Are you shy because I'm live streaming? Hold on, we got to say prayers. Come over here. Where you at? Daughter, come here. Forward. Come here. Come here. Now lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord, my soul to keep. The angels watch me through the night. Forever up tomorrow light. Amen. Sleep music. And turn that light down in there. Go to bed. Go, girl. Have teenage children, they said. Go. She's not quite the teenager. Get up. Love you too. All right, back to it. In this stream, since I know this was not planned, we're going to talk about what's going on with Sony. Because they're getting whooped on right now. We're going to get to that in a minute. And we're going to talk about these freaking leakers. Oh, and I got 2 products to open up. All right, Texas. We just left Texas. Is there an FX4? I don't know. Buyer of Canon EOS R50V. Sure. I would never try to talk you out of buying a camera. Good evening, sir, from Maryland. Atlanta, hot Atlanta. Sunny Aruba. So we've had Australia, Switzerland, and Aruba all in the same stream. Let's go. Hit the like button, y'all, so the stream can go out to people. Connecticut in the house. Came to party, 10:13 p.m. DJI Pocket 4 will have dual lens or no. I don't know. Let me tell y'all something, though. DJI will not come out with another Pocket 3 anytime soon. Do you want to know why? They can barely keep the ones they have on the shelf. Supply and demand. If people still trying to buy them, they're going to keep making them. They sell so many. The demand is so high. It makes no sense from a brand perspective to come up with a new one. They're going to milk the Pocket 3 until the sales, taper off, or until competition brings out another company's pocket camera that can compete with it. Until then, you won't see a Pocket 4. You heard it here first. Australia here from the future. I heard that. DJI wireless mic setup is creative. It is until one of the freaking batteries die. I know. I've been watching. That's why I asked, had to double check. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Respect. All right. Hold up. Kofi just text me. Finally, I might make it in like 30, 40. I got to clean my office to batch record tomorrow. He said he got to take a shower because he smelled like a wild animal. I've used the mini on the live stream. Works great. Yep. I still say buy a Canon R5C. My dude CJ just bought one. Okay. Hit the like button, y'all. Miami in the house. My guy Abe, what up? Hey, we can't get on the bikes for about a week, bro. Hey, my brother. Much love. Terry, I recently upgraded from the A7 II to A7 III, and wow, it's way better. I even made a profit after using the A7 II for a year. I bought it for $600 with 2 lenses, sold it for $650 with only one. W. A7 III, legendary. Baton Rouge in the house. Naptown, Indiana in the house. Loving my FX3 and FX30, as you should. Pocket 3 works amazing. Brought my 3. They will make another Pocket 3 with a bigger sensor next year, I think. Nope. Trust me, y'all. I made a whole video about the Osmo Pocket 3 Pro. DJI saw it. Again, let me remind y'all. Supply and demand, bro. They can't keep the Pocket 3 in stock. Every time they get in stock, they sell out of it nationwide. Now, is DJI doing that on purpose? I don't think so. But, again, from a business perspective, you can't keep up with the demand of a product. People want it so bad. Like they're like banging down the freaking doors of DJI. Why would they come out with another one? There's no incentive for them to do that yet. My perspective. Spain in the house. I was stuck in the Spain airport for 13 hours like 3 months ago. It's crazy. Best volume setting for the Mic Mini with the Pocket 3. That's going to vary. Money not a factor. DJI Mic Mini or Mic 2. Both. I got both of them right here, baby. Mic Mini for portability. It is really tiny. It's got the automatic leveling so you don't clip. But the Mic 2, obviously bigger. It can accommodate a lav mic. It's got built-in 32-bit float, onboard recording. So, you know, I say both. I use them both. Louisville, Kentucky in the house. Terry, any interest in reviewing the GFX 100 RF? Interested in your take on that camera? I would love to. Fuji doesn't love me, though. And I'm for sure not buying one. All right, I think we finished the roll call. I think that was it. All right, actually, I got 2 things I want to open up on stream. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Don't freaking leave. All right. Okay. Another comment. Hold on. If you were going to Italy for the first time, I just came back from Italy like 3 weeks ago. So amazing. Would you take a 24-70 2.8, a 16 f1.8, a 35 f1.4, or 85 1.8? Take the 24-70. Easy. Okay. Before I get to the rest of these questions, I have 2 things I want to open up. First of all, I got in this new Kofi cup. This is in partnership with Condor Blue. And this is Kofi Yaboa's product. So, first of all, let's put a W in the chat for Kofi coming out with his own product in partnership with Condor Blue. W's in the chat right now. Right now, do it. Everybody drop a W in the chat. Dubs in the chat. Shout out to Kofi and Condor Blue. All right, we're going to open this up. Kofi cups, capture cups. They say you can hang a grown man on these. We're going to open it up and check it out. All right, I don't see no W's in the chat. I'm not gonna show you the next thing until you drop W's. Drop W's in the chat for Kofi. We're about to open up his Kofi cup. I better see some W's if y'all want to see what the next thing is. And hit the like button. It's 60 people. It should be 60 likes. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And shout out the Go team also. I ain't forgot about y'all. We about to come back real strong. Denver, Colorado in the house. What's this Sony sensor spinoff I'm hearing about, TerryWarfield? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I love your videos, and I'm glad I finally made it to a live. I love you, too. I'm glad you finally made it, too. Thank you. All right, let's get some W's. All right, I see W's. I see W's. All right, so let's open up the Kofi cup first. All right, so I'm about to tell Kofi we opening up his capture cup on stream. Hold up. FaceTime these clowns. We're FaceTiming Kofi and Cam.
What up?
I just want you to know, here he is.
Don't worry, I'm like just about to.
Hey. I didn't call you for that, okay? We are about to open up your capture cup on stream, and we got all types of W's in the chat for you. So I'm just letting you know.
I'm in it. I'm watching it live right now as I'm frantically getting ready to get ready to go.
All right, well, bye then.
All right, I'll be up in a bit. I'll send me a link in the group chat. I'm just connecting my audio up.
Bye.
Bye.
Cam didn't answer. It's probably somewhere shaving his body or something. Oh, y'all know how Kofi, Cam get out. Probably shaving his legs. All right, let's open up the Kofi cup, and then we going. While we're doing this, the first thing I want to talk about is the state of Sony. Now, let me say this. Oh, somebody said they got to go already? What? We just got started. Gotta go, Terry. One last thing. Is the A7 IV worth the upgrade from the A7 III? Listen, the A7 III is still, to this day, a very, very capable camera. However, if you're asking me, if you have the money, should you upgrade? Yes, the A7 IV is a huge upgrade over the A7 III. Okay? Hope that answers your question. All right. There we go. Let's open up the Kofi cup. And I got a couple comments. Let me go hit these real quick. W's. That's good. But hold up. What we doing to a grown man? What do you mean? That's a little weird, buddy. I don't really know what that means, buddy. All right. If you had to choose FX30 with G-Glass like 16 to 55 f2.8 or A7C2 or ZVE1 with budget glass like Tamron or Sigma, I want to hear your opinion. Well, I guess it depends on budget, but I'm of the camp of full frame lovers. And if you can afford to go full frame, I would say go full frame. Now, the FX30 is a fantastic camera, bro. Like, fantastic. But always recommend the FX30 to people who don't want to spend a lot of money. And if I had my choice, I would recommend, personally, full frame. I love the benefit of full frame. That's not to say that I won't use crop sensor, because I will. I've used a whole lot of crop sensor cameras as my main cameras. But if I have my choice these days, full frame. And Tamron, Sigma, Viltrox, they all make glass that's way more than good enough. All right. Jimmy is promo. What up? Hey, bud, just got on. Hope you're well. I'm good, man. Hope you've been doing all right. Just a little last minute live stream. Thanks to your last couple of videos, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Forget these freaking gear videos. When people say, Terry, your videos helped me through X, Y, and Z time or helped inspire me, that's what I'm talking about. W's in the chat for my guy, Mark, that's about to start his YouTube journey. Finally, let's go. W's in the chat. Let's go. That takes a lot of courage, bro. You're doing something that most people won't start and won't finish. Now, we're going to talk about Sony, but we're also going to open up Kofi's capture cup, okay? I always say, well, I like to say, even if this product is not for you, seeing a fellow creator launch a physical product, W. Personally, I'm going to use the crap out of this capture cup. I'm trying not to rip the box open, but you know what? Kofi, I'm sorry. All right, so, ooh, this smells good. Condor Blue did amazing with the packaging. So look at this. Condor Blue, as always. We got to sniff this bad boy. Oh, it smells like silicone. Oh, God, that smells so good. All right, so big shout out. Hold on, I see Kofi just text me, so hold on, Kofi. Big shout out to Kofi. He's probably about to join in. Cam also just text. Let me check their messages. Need to shave my legs and I'll tune back in. Yeah, Cam said just got back from the gym. Need to shave his legs, then he'll tune back in. Kofi says run the link. Let's bring Kofi on. All right, hold up, y'all. I ain't did this in a while, so ECAMM live. All right, hold up. Let me drop this for Kofi. Kofi's going to join us because we need to talk about Sony. All right, so we'll let him in 1 second. So big shout out to Kofi and Condor Blue for this. All right, and that's one product. The next product we have is, let's get a drum roll. Oh, it's these nuts. No, I'm just playing. All right, Kofi's joining. Hold up. All right, guest is in green room. Let's let him in.
What up? What up?
Why is your microphone so loud? I gotta turn you down.
Oh, is it loud?
Yeah, and I hear my echo on your screen. So you need to turn the volume down on whatever it is you're watching us on. So since Kofi's in here, let's go ahead and congratulate Kofi on his capture cups. Fantastic, bro. W's in the chat. All right, the next thing we're going to open up before we start today's topic of the state of Sony and these freaking leakers. I got one more thing to talk about. One more thing to open on stream. And that is Scam Mackey's new product right here. The COB X100 COB Lite Pro. A Zhiyun and Cam Mackey collaboration. So let's drop W's in the chat for Cam Mackey. Right now, y'all. W's in the chat for Cam Mackey. For dropping his own light. Drop W's right now. I bet.
You got the,
I'm not opening it till I see W's.
You got the Shillmaster double pack, eh? You got both of us in that.
Yeah. Now, y'all know what this means. Okay. It's time for Tight Shirt Terry to come out with a product, which I'm working on it already. But I want to know what y'all think I should come out with.
I'm saying an Osmo Pocket 3 case, but it has an Apple AirTag on it.
Fair. Which I've talked about that, but that's got some limitations, all right? Did we get W's yet? Because I'm not opening this freaking light until we get W's. This is true.
Just going to move this a little bit closer.
16 to 55 is a beast of a lens for video, absolutely. We got W's. I have the FX30 combo, but thinking of switching to full frame. Do you, bro? You can't go wrong with any of these cameras. I think you're going to miss that 16 to 55G. That lens is G Master level. It's good, but I don't know about no G Master level. What you talking about, bro? All right, we got a lot of W's. All right, we got W's for Kofi.
Okay?
Yeah, you good. All of your videos inspire me. I appreciate that. All right. Want to start my YouTube channel, motovlogger with my CBR. Do it. I do bike stuff on my channel all the time. I just need to lock in. All right. I don't see anything on my text, Kofi. Jay Hunter said he didn't see no text from you, Kofi.
I'm sorry. It got lost. I ran out of free minutes.
That's crazy. Your videos on confidence and starting a channel helped me yesterday. Again, this is what it's all about, y'all. Forget these gear videos. Forget the specs and nerd talk. It's comments like these that mean something to us creators. When we drop videos where we are genuinely trying to help it and we get that feedback from y'all like, yo, that was helpful, that's what matters. I went to an event, recorded a vlog in public, didn't give a about that. Anybody was around, was respectful by minding my surroundings. That's what I'm talking about. The more you do that, the less you'll care, the easier filming yourself in public gets. Kofi, you want to chime in on that?
No, I think that's exactly, you hit the nail on the head, man. I think you just got to get used to being in public with your camera in your hand. The second you do that, it's way easier to make videos.
That's a fact. Big facts. Check them texts I did. I'm already being more consistent on putting out videos, but I still find myself lacking confidence. The videos help, so thank you. Hey, confidence is just like a muscle group, bro. It needs training. So it's okay that you're not confident on camera right now. Keep doing it. The confidence will come. I promise you. Happy Wednesday. We're going to get into the subject in 1 second, y'all. Nope, we will talk about that soon. About to talk about that actually as soon as I get this freaking box open. I almost cut my freaking hand off. Cam, who boxed this?
Yo, you gotta be careful with them with these sharp objects, bro. You gotta be careful,
bro. Cam, like the border security packaged this up?
Honestly, they probably need to with all the tariff stuff going on. To be truthful.
Oh God, Cam, seriously. Now, you know you could have told Ziyun to not.
You know what, Terry? I know what that joke was going to be. You know what? I know what that joke was going to be, and I'm going to just I'm going to say nothing. I'm going to say nothing.
I'm going to let that ride.
Yeah,
All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. Again, shout out to Cam and Kofi for launching their own physical products. This is a Bowens mount adapter. I already have like 40 of these.
Are they Juin or are they another brand? Because I found that my what's the other? There's another brand that makes the other one. I keep forgetting their name, and I did a video on them, but they have another Bowens mount too, but it doesn't fit the same.
This one's Ziyun.
Okay, bad.
So Cam's actually comes with a mini Ziyun Centipede softbox. ZY mount, so we'll go right on that little thing we just opened. I'm not gonna open this right now. And then we got another freaking sticker. Okay. Dang. Oh, more packages, bro. Gotta do the sniff test. It smells like roach spray. This smells like insecticide, bro.
Came straight from Cam's house, bro.
All right, here we are. Cam Mackey And Ziyu, how freaking dope is this? It's got his old stupid cowboy look that he loves. This dude be at the gym in cowboy boots. Idiot.
I'd honestly wouldn't be surprised if Cam showed up in a cowboy hat to the gym.
Cam. Okay, this is a bit overkill, bro. I didn't need a picture of you. I did not need a picture of you, bro. Let's see what type of lie he told on the back. I guess that's cute. I'm not reading that. Something about shilling and all that. I'm not reading that. Okay, and then...
It says color somewhere in fine print.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so here's the light. And then we need to get on with the meat and potatoes because it's been 30 minutes already. All right, so it's got like leather on it from a pair of his old boots. It's got his logo on there. Scam Mackie. A power supply. And the grip. All right, so we're going to put all this away. Let's get one more W in the chat to Kofi and Cam for dropping their own products. Tight shirt TerryWarfield is coming soon. And let's get to these comments real quick. All right. It's a lot of comments, bro. Okay, no, we right here. I mean, I missed the beginning because I got here late. You ain't missing nothing. Kofi came in hot with a loud mic and echo. As usual. Everywhere we go. Hey. Look, we be at airports like I can hear Kofi, even though they're still 40,000 feet in the air. Yep.
And we can still smell Terry's farts.
Hey. We're not doing that. All right? Relax. All these W's, this is what I'm talking about, man. So much love. How important is posting schedule for a newer channel? Does sticking to a specific day make an actual difference, or is it more important just to post? I don't know. I can't answer that. I would say it's important just to post. Stay at the top of news feeds. I mean, YouTube feeds. Kofi could give you his advice, but I don't know.
I don't think I've had a schedule for YouTube content, and I've posted 525 videos. I don't think there's a primary.
I'm gonna turn you up a little bit more so I can hear you.
I think you're fine.
Scam Mackie in the building.
Oh.
Y'all funny. I see these stupid comments y'all putting in here. Tighter shirts. You just mad because you ain't got. You mad because you ain't got them. You mad because you ain't got them. Some muscle shirts. You know what? Maybe we could come up with like an armored shirt or something. Go ahead, Kofi. What you gonna say? What you gonna say, Smart?
No, I was gonna say, why don't you just go ahead and do it?
I might. Tight shirt and big shirt. W's. Kofi Aboa, are you using a Cinebloom or Black Mist filter, or are you just black?
So yes. Actually, I'm using the Short Stash Everyday Filter by Polar Pro.
Whatever mic you're using, you sound like a freaking robot.
Oh shit! Really? Hold up.
I think it's just a sound profile. What mic is that?
This is the Mic Mini 2.
Why do it sound like your mic not plugged in all the way? Don't worry about it. They can hear you.
Are you sure?
Can we get Kofi's channel information? Yeah. Let me go grab it real quick.
This isn't just, it's just my name, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give him a link. No, because if I give him a link, then they're gonna leave. Never mind. Yeah, just type in his name.
Yeah. Do not jealous me. Skin pain. Terry has skin pain.
Kofi.
You know what skin pain is?
YEBOAH. Yeah, yes, I know what skin pain is. I heard you tell it to 40,000 people.
Hey, so
there's a question for you.
Short Stash Everyday Filter.
I might just start selling tight t-shirts because all of y'all keep saying it. Big up, Terry. When you coming to Jamaica, man. I would love to come there.
Let's make an agreement that you never have a Jamaican accent.
Was that pretty good?
No, it wasn't.
That's fine. That's fine. Safety scissors. Kofi couldn't keep tariffs out the conversation as usual. Scam Mackie here.
I mean,
keep that. Look, Kofi, look at this comment on the screen. Forever. That is my trump card against Cam Mackie. Yes. We know what it is. Hide the chat so I can record this. Run it as an ad. No. Actually, if you want me to, I can. Yeah. Big congrats to Cam and Kofi. Sean says, just post. Eventually, you'll settle into a rhythm for different types of content. Agreed. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. Develop a series of Osmo Pocket 3 gym accessories.
Oh.
Let me go ahead and steal that off you. Thank you. That idea was yours, but that idea is now mine. Thank you. I thought Kofi was, oh my God.
Okay. That's wild.
Oh.
That's wild.
Really tight shirts. Just have it say tight shirt across. Now that would be fire. A tight shirt that says tight shirt. I'll take that. That is now mine. Normal shirts plus Terry size. Well, that would all be small. All right. Okay, I think we got through all the comments. We did the roll call already. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all, real quick. Helps the algorithm push it out and all that crap. If you want to super chat, that's fine. If not, it's fine. And then make sure you hit me up on TikTok and Instagram. And Kofi's, he can just tell you.
That's my first and last name and everything.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful for all the people who might be new to the stream.
Yeah. I can't type in the comments or anything, so there's nothing I can do.
I'll type it for you.
Yeah, I'm on the friggin' ECAMM interview thing, so I can't type anything. I could see the comments, but
I'm dropping Kofi's YouTube name, Instagram name right now.
Wow. Okay, Terry. No, I remember that. I remember that. Don't worry. Okay, Terry. Just remember, we get it back in blood.
Oh man.
We get it back in blood. It's okay. We'll wait. Don't worry. You're gonna be so upset.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna drop his real name.
You're gonna be so sad.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna be so upset after this stream.
All right. The fun. Oh, skin pain.
Yeah, your skin is very in pain.
All right. Let's get on with the first subject. What is going on with Sony? I'm going to say this first. I have Sony gear all over my desk. Lenses, cameras, all of that. But I'm a little worried about Sony because it seems like every company in the camera space, Blackmagic, Lumix is crushing it right now, Nikon, Fuji. Am I missing anybody?
Red, but I guess Red's not Red anymore, so.
Yeah. Oh, Canon. They dropped some little I don't know what that was, but go ahead and go on somewhere with that. I'm sorry, man. That was just hilarious. But everybody else has been dropping new, especially Lumix. And they're not just dropping place fillers. They're dropping nukes on the camera space right now. And Nikon arguably has been also. Fuji just dropped their, what camera was that?
The X100 RF. Sorry, the GFX 100 RF.
Oh yeah, the GFX 100 RF, the X106. Nikon dropped the Z6 Mark III. They just dropped the Z5 II. They still got the Z8 and Z9. Okay, and Sony just has not been dropping anything.
Hang on, we
Go
got
ahead.
that attachment for the Venice. We got that attachment for the Venice. I don't know.
Can't forget about the freaking attachment, bro. Legendary, because that's what everybody needed. Sony, what's going on, man? I mean, I will say this. Sony is dropping lenses, crushing it with lenses. Like that 50 to 150 f2. Crazy. So they've been dropping mad lenses. But what's happening to them on the camera side? Go ahead, Kofi. You can chime in first. I'm gonna put some comments on the screen.
I feel like it's more of like a complacency play. You know what I mean? Like maybe they at some point think that they have it all figured out. But then also the turnaround time and like people switching is not that long. So they could kind of extend how long they're going to be between cameras finally. But it's also funny that like when Sony doesn't drop anything, we're all like, oh no, what's happening to Sony? But then when they do, we're like, no, too many cameras. Like we can't really choose which one we want to go with.
That's true. That's true, because they be complaining. Sony keeps dropping cameras.
People get real butthurt
when Sony drops cameras is they drop cameras that are so, I guess, if you don't understand the differences in purpose from a spec sheet, they all look the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Short of like, I mean, they really haven't dropped any new resolutions or frame rates or anything. Gosh. No open gate. No 6K.
Nope. And I don't think they plan on it.
They did drop the A7R5 and the Alpha 1, which did shoot 8K, but only 16:9. Like, I think it's, in my opinion, all right, either they were way too ahead of the curve when they started this push and either ran out of resources, which I don't think that's the case. But they feel like what they had was like creme de la creme. So there's no reason to put more into it because we already have the best.
Well,
but
the wild part for me is that other camera brands, my bad. There's like maybe a half a second delay. But it's weird when other camera brands take Sony sensors, do something crazy with it, and I'm like, well, you guys made it. Why didn't you guys do it?
I don't understand that either. Let's take the Lumix S5 2 and 2X. Oh, people are dropping like flies now that we're talking a little nasty about Sony. 16 people that left. I don't want to hear these men talk trash on my Sony camera. But let's take the S5
their
II.
FX3s.
Yeah. The S5 II, we know it. Lumix will never say it. But we all know it was the A7 III sensor. They were able to squeeze 10-bit out of it, 6K out of it, open gate out of it. Like literally everything out of that camera, and Sony never even attempted to. That's a very good point. Also, what you said was a good point. If they drop too many cameras, people complain. When they don't drop enough, we complain. It's not even that they're not dropping cameras. They're not dropping cameras, in my opinion, that are innovating, that are giving anything more besides the normal AI improvements, if you want to call it AI. So I think personally they're complacent.
Like maybe it's a resource thing, like they want to keep the cameras cheap, but it's not even like the cameras aren't even cheap for the recycling that they're doing. Like the FX3 is still almost $4,000, despite the fact that like there's an FX6, a ZVE1, there's like the FR7. Like there's so many cameras with that same sensor, and they're still expensive. So I can't even it's hard to justify the whole like, let's put the sensor in 7 cameras. If it saves money, it makes sense. But when it kind of just keeps going the round robin and still being super pricey, it makes less and less sense. And other companies are just catching up, right? Like the S1R Mark II, for what it's worth, mine's only overheated once. Still a banger camera. Nikon coming out with a bunch of cameras, still banger cameras. Even Fuji, they got to figure out autofocus, still have a lot of things in the tank. So
I have an A7R5 on my desk and an S1R Mark II on my desk. And the S1R Mark II is so much more camera than the A7R5. And the A7R5 is still $3,900, I believe. $3,800. No. Yes, it is. It's $3,800. It went on sale for $35, but then the price went back up. But my point is, you got other camera companies like Lumix, and y'all can call me Shill or whatever you want. The black and white is the black and white of it. Lumix is literally decking these cameras out. Out. You hear me? Out. With every single thing you could want. I mean, you could sit here and nitpick about, the rolling shutter number wasn't fast enough, this, that, and the third. I don't care about none of that. I mean, I do care. But when you compare it against what everybody else is doing, there's no competition. They're literally giving you everything they can throw at the camera within the price point, being reasonable to try to balance the camera and the kitchen sink and new shavers for Cam and his little skinny legs.
So Vu brought a really good point, but I have a counterpoint for him. He said it. I can tell you the filmmakers outside of YouTube.
Hold on, real quick. Let's address this. Are either of us going to Cinegear? I'll be there. Kofi will be there.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So to Vu's point about people outside of the YouTube space mostly shoot on Sony. Yes, that is true. Two things though. One, there are more content creators and people on YouTube than there ever has been in history, and that number only increases. The second part, a lot of that industry outside of YouTube is kind of in a turbulent place right now. So yes, that is true, but it's not necessarily the litmus test of the camera market, because there are more consumers making content on mirrorless cameras than there are productions even going on, let alone people that are on productions that demand Sonys.
Shout out to Vu also. History repeats itself. Remember 2020 when Sony was behind and all of a sudden the A7S III was announced. Absolutely.
They weren't behind. The A7 III was still, the A7 III was what, 2 years old? It was like a year and a half old. What do you mean?
Yeah, because it came out in 2018.
Yeah, it came out like March 2018. I remember because I picked that thing up on my staff discount at work and I quit my job after and freelanced right away.
That's quite the story. Let me say this though. And I'm going to use Lumix as the bar right now. Why? Because they're setting the bar right now. The fact that I can pick up a Lumix S1R Mark II and get 8K, 6K, 4K, 60, 120, 10% crops, 8-bit, 10-bit, 420, 422, ProRes RAW, ProRes, every aspect ratio, frame rate, resolution, every single freaking video assist tool, anamorphic desqueeze, the best stabilization, real-time LUT, which is worth a whole camera in itself. For anybody to come and make some noise, they gonna have to come with the heavy artillery. And Lumix don't even talk about 60% of the stuff that's in their cameras, which we've been telling them, like, bro, like, you got to start letting people know if you want market share. Like, you got to talk about this stuff. But no other cameras. So to Vu's point, he said the A7S III was announced, right? When that A7S III announced, it was a bombshell. It was the first, like, consumer camera that could shoot 12,800 ISO, 4K 120, no crop. You know what I'm saying? But we got a lot of cameras now that could do that. So it just scares me for Sony, because I feel like the next thing they're going to come out with And I don't know about no freaking cameras that they got coming or nothing on the horizon or nothing. But I feel like it's going to be the same old song. If they don't come with open gate, more resolutions and frame rates, video assist tools, like the horse that they ride on is the autofocus and lenses, which are two good horses, right? But you can only ride them horses so long when you got a whole pack of horses behind you. And shout out to all 75 people watching this right now.
Also, keep in mind, like when the A7 III came out, the A7S III came out, Lumix was still on like the GH5 or 6 and didn't have full frame cameras just yet at all. Like not even to stack up and compete. They didn't have full frame cameras till like 2018-19 with the original S1, the original S1R, and the original S1H. So they just got to full frame at the time. Canon just got in mirrorless. Nikon didn't have mirrorless cameras that figured out video yet. And Fuji was still making like mostly photo cameras at the time. We speed it up to today. All of them have a competitor in the market, right? At the time, there was competitive advantage for Sony because nobody else was making mirrorless cameras, at least for that amount of time. Now everybody kind of has one now. So what do you compete with now that you have a camera that's cheaper, that has more stuff in it? There's other camera brands that are going to have cheaper cameras or on competitive cameras that are going to have more stuff in it or different stuff. And then you're still recycling sensors in your body at that point. I think that's a point that I think a lot of people are trying to make with like Sony kind of being in trouble now because there's no other thing that it doesn't have that nobody else does now.
Yeah. Like their wild card was that 4K 120, 12,800 ISO. But then when you get a camera like the Lumix S1R Mark II, which no, it doesn't have a dual gain sensor at 12,800 ISO. But it still looks mad clean at 12,800 ISO. And it shoots 4K 120. And it's line skipped.
And you can but $600.
My fear for Sony
Keep
is they're going to
$600.
drop another camera that's going to be the same old song. And what's happening, and this ain't no shade to Sony. Like, I'm calling spades. I'm not loyal to no camera brand, no company. Like I cover what I want. I talk about what I want. Creators are starting to leave Sony for Lumix and Nikon, which we've never seen this happen before. Sony has always been like the bar, the staple. Oh, I'm switching to Sony. For a minute, everybody was switching to Sony. And like Vu said, we know this is the cycle, right? Everybody top dog for some time, and I get it. But it's just sad to see because it's Sony, y'all. Like I built my channel on majority Sony and DJI stuff. So I'm just scared. Like I'm scared for Sony. You got all these creators jumping ship. Armando just sold his FX3. I mean, Armando doesn't represent everybody, but
But speaking of which, DJI, we keep saying DJI and like what they're coming out with, and we're talking about like Nikon and Lumix stuff like that. We still haven't. I don't think we've heard everything that DJI has to say.
DJI is not showing y'all their hand. That's all I'm saying. And trust me, we don't know. We don't have any insider information. Okay, this ain't no ploy or plot on you. I mean, we know a little bit. You know what I'm saying, but nothing major. Nothing major. As far as like mirrorless cameras or anything like that coming. But I want y'all to think about something. I don't know if you ever got a chance to use the Ronin 4D. Whew.
I got mine coming next week.
I'm jealous. But even if we look at their ingenuity and everything else they drop, drones, action cameras, gimbals, like you want to talk innovation? Mine is somewhere around here. DJI is the king of innovation. So imagine if they was like, you know what? Move over, little boys and girls. Go and step off. We in this now. It will be World War III. All right, let's get some comments real quick. Mm-hmm. We got a random update for the A7S III. That was a weird update. I mean, I'm glad y'all got an update finally.
4 LUTs?
Yeah, that was it. Out of everything they wanted for the A7S III. Here's some LUTs for you, my guy. Gonna be a lot of Nikon shooters with E-mount lenses coming up. This is true. You can easily adapt Sony to Nikon. Sony is the only one with the global shutter. Not sure what you are looking for from Sony. Global shutter is one thing.
Also, like, I've had a Red Komodo X. I haven't had one in like a year and change. It's not something I miss that much. It's nice. It's not something I miss that much. I wouldn't put my whole life on global shutter, if I'm being honest. Most people that are making content or working on small client projects never needed global shutter.
Now, that's not to say that there's not application for global shutter in a mirrorless camera. When it comes to people who shoot extreme sports or who shoot a lot of like flickering LED lights because you don't have to worry about syncing shutter speeds, or who shoot flash photography, there are benefits, but that's one camera, and that was almost 2 years ago. I'm sorry, not 2 years ago. It was like a year and a half ago.
That was last year. It was early last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
but even
I have the
still,
A9
that
III
camera
for
is
the Shrine Bolt.
$6,500. That's way outside of the 95% of the camera space, what they're willing to spend. And also, sure, it's innovative. It was. But you know what would be even more innovative? If they found a way to make it more accessible. Then it will really stir up talk. Imagine like an A7 IV with a partial global shutter or a lower, like you can't go any lower than 24 megapixels. And that camera's still $6,500. So they would have to really find a way to bring that cost down. But aside from that global shutter, they haven't brought anything else that's been innovative besides the lenses.
Well, here's a fun fact, and I know you know this, but the most popular mirrorless camera currently is the Sony ZV-E10.
Yep.
That thing got like
one.
20 rolling shutter in it. Yeah, it got like 20. It has the same rolling shutter as the S1R2 in open gate, 6K, with all the rolling shutter and all. Most popular camera currently, like today. So like, I don't know if faster readout is a big deal for most people.
That's true.
Enough to sway you from brand to brand. I don't think so.
All right. No one has a 12 megapixel like the Sony FX3, so they can't compete with the low light features. Sony has to do nothing because the FX3 is the gold standard. Nothing in the medium range compares, so why fix it? Sir, that is inaccurate.
Yeah.
You have cameras out here currently that have more dynamic range than the FX3. The FX3 does have incredible readout speeds because it doesn't have to oversample anything, but you have cameras that have more dynamic range than the FX3. You have cameras that can still give you 12 plus stops at 12,000 ISO. You want to know how we know it? Because we have them. So I'm not trying to discount the fact that the FX3's dual native isn't amazing, but it's not the only amazing low light shooter anymore.
Yeah, man, I agree. I've had the FX6 and I've had the FX3. There's not a handful of times I'll truly need to shoot at 12,800, and when I do, even at shooting at that, it's not completely clean. Like you actually do lose like half a stop at 12,800.
I think you lose,
and it still has noise in it. Oh yeah, you might be right actually, but like it's not perfect when you do use it. It's just better than what came out before it. But like, if I could shoot good at 6,400 or 5,000 or even 4,000, that's enough for me with a little bit of denoise software in DaVinci Resolve. I don't necessarily, I'll never need 12,800 ISO, but it's always good to have, if that makes any sense. It's never been a necessity.
All right. We also need to talk about compensating factors. We're going to talk about Sony for like 2 more minutes and then jump on to these leakers. All right. So the FX3, ZV-E1, FX6. Yes, the sensor's amazing. But if you gave me an FX3 right now and a Lumix S1R Mark II, guess which one I'm picking?
And keeping $600, I'm going to remind people that it's a great camera and it's $600 cheaper.
Why am I going to pick the S1R Mark II? Even if the advantage of 12,800 ISO remains, I still have so much more camera with the S1R Mark II. It's got a built-in fan. It's a hybrid camera on top of that. More frame rates, resolutions. The list goes on and on. Now, I'm not saying that this is the right choice for everybody because some people can't tolerate roll and shutter. I accept that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying if you were to give me the choice, I'm not shooting anything that's dependent on roll and shutter. And I've owned the ZVE. I've owned all 3 cameras from Sony, short of the FX6, that had that 12 megapixel sensor in it. Do you know how many times I actually used 12,800 ISO? Like 2 times. Like 2 times. So I would rather take all the other benefits. Anamorphic D-squeeze, the best stabilization. Like I might sound like a shill. I don't care. The FX3 is no longer the gold standard.
I also want to point out that, like, as much as we're talking about these cameras, we're talking from the perspective of, like, can I convince someone to switch to another brand? There's a lot of people that don't have a camera in this realm of the $3,000 camera at all. Like, their jump on point is deciding between the FX3 or the S1R2 or the Nikon. It's like the amount of DMs I get of people who have like a camera that's like $1,000, or maybe they're coming from the Osmo Pocket 3 or something else. Like, those are kind of the people that I think are outweighing the people that are like, I don't know if I want to stay with my brand or not. There are, like I said, there are so many people making content like right now. There are so many new people shooting weddings. There are so many people shooting mom and pops. There are so many people getting to portraiture. Those people's jump on points are what's available right now, not guy that was looking at 2018 with the A7 III like we're talking about it, because that's when we started. There's people that started in 2023 that are at the point of where we were picking between the A7 III or the A7S III, EOS R, whatever the case was. Like, those are the people that I think these cameras are being made for, not necessarily let me try to convert everybody from the A7 III over into my system or the FX3 system.
That's a fair point. Let me say this personally. Come here. I need you to hear this when I say this to you. I don't give a damn what camera you pick. Okay? I truly don't. I don't care what you pick. So you could say that I'm only saying this because we just went on a Lumix trip. I could care less about any of that. I don't care what camera you pick. I'm just saying which one that I think. Andrew B says, waiting on Sony to release a 15-35 or 16-35 f2. They will. They have to complete the Trinity at this point. They have a medium. They have a medium tele, but they have no wide f2 zoom. So they have to. Vu says Sony 2020 technology, ZVE1 FX3 still relevant. It is. I'm not arguing that. They dropped the global shutter. Who else has that? The problem is, Jay, cost. There's no cheap way to put a global shutter in mirrorless cameras. They've been doing it in the cinema world. There's overhead when it comes to cost in the cinema world. It's okay for a cinema camera to cost $100,000. But when you want to talk about a camera we can get out to the masses, you can't get global shutter for cheap. Me too, champ.
I don't think it's possible.
It's not possible.
Getting a stack sensor, a global one.
All right, so let's rifle through these questions and then we're going to switch topics because we need to talk about these freaking leakers.
Dumb question. Am I cutting off while I'm talking? Because apparently I am, but I don't see it on my level or anything like that. It might be someone else's audio.
Your mic is going in and out.
For real, eh? 1 second.
All right, while he's messing around with his camera, I'm going to rifle through these comments. All right, I just started filming and I'm hung on DJI. Love them. Who don't love DJI? Except for, never mind. People feel that Sony has released enough cameras. It will be better to continue focusing on releasing new compact lenses and existing camera software updates. A7CR finally got an update. That's a fair take. I would still like to see them bring more. And it's not the amount of cameras that they have, it's the cameras that they're dropping. They're all the same.
How's this?
You sound better. I'm gonna go ahead and test again.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, that's better. I also have a X5 360 coming, and I'm excited. That's hyped. That's dope. I can tell you that filmmakers outside of YouTubers, content creators filming on Sony don't even pay attention to these newer cameras. Yeah, I think this is worth acknowledging. We do have to acknowledge that this is a little small, freaking nerdy bubble of camera people nitpicking over nothing. Nobody outside of our little nerdy freaking bubble cares about any of this. They don't care about 180-degree shutter rules. They don't care about shutter angles. They don't care about global shutters. Nobody cares about this stuff. But we are inside of this little micro nerdy camera space. But I do agree. I really want to migrate into these larger cameras, but I think that these companies, DJI and Insta, are putting pressure on the markets. They are, but they're not putting pressure on the mirrorless markets. Completely agree. Minimal camera upgrades are pointless. We need a camera that truly does something new. As of now, what we even need or want, and let's say the A7 IV. I could name a couple things.
Give me a faster sensor.
Give me open gate recording. Kofi says guest has muted himself. So you just muted yourself somehow.
I got it.
All right. But Sony as a whole needs to come with more. Like even that, you still have Lumix cameras with open gate recording. Internal RAW. Nikon internal RAW. Sony does not have a camera that can do RAW internally. Or ProRes internally. None of that.
Yeah, the no ProRes thing is weird.
All right. I got to speed through because we got a lot to talk about. All right. Yep. RX1R Mark II still 3500 is crazy.
Nope. That'll be no for me.
I have zero interest in these other cameras, especially with my 28-70 f2 got money lens hanging low. Shut up, Vu. He just wanted to tell everybody he bought the new 28-70. It's a fire lens though. Hey Terry, saw your video yesterday. Much love. Oh, this was the one that the whole video was based off of. Mighty Miggy.
Oh, bro?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was this comment on my everybody should start a YouTube video. Because he said in the comments, can you make a video like explaining how to get more comfortable on camera? So thanks to you, a whole new video was spawned. So that's where that video came from.
Oh, that's dope.
Lumix S5 II and S5 IIX doesn't have good 4K 60, much less 4K 120. They do. They're just cropped. Well, it has cropped 4K 60, no 4K 120. But guess what does? S1R Mark II.
Yep.
I'm hyped to
And
see what this S1 II is all about. What are you talking about, bro? What is that? It's weird.
He's
Content
making
creators,
stuff up.
huh?
So he's making stuff up.
Clearly. You messing with that stuff again? You drunk? Content creators not in the camera niche, mostly on Sony. I agree. So here's the cameras that are the most popular outside the camera niche. DJI Osmo Pocket 3. For some reason, Canon is still selling What's the name of that? G7X
Yep. You
Still
can't
a
even get
ton
your
of
hands on
those.
that.
and the ZV E10. So yeah, outside of the camera space, majority of people are not shooting Lumix, which is unfortunate. But you know whose
Well,
fault that is? That's Lumix's fault.
also, keep in mind they just came to market with like full frame, decent camera, like cameras you
Well, the
would use
S5
for.
came out in like 2019.
Fair enough.
I think the S1 originally were like more pro cameras.
Yeah, the S5 though didn't really feel like it was a YouTube camera, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it didn't have autofocus. Well, it had contrast autofocus.
So it didn't have autofocus.
Yeah, pretty much. I love your videos, Terry. You inspired me to get a Pocket 3. Fantastic. Thank you for that, man. They were behind compared to other camera specs. S1H, Canon R5. We need Apple to release again. I've been saying this forever. If Apple came out with a camera, boy, imagine a camera having AirDrop, bro.
Yeah. Wireless
But we know they
connectivity
won't.
to pretty much everything.
You want to know why they won't? Because they have way too much market share in iPhone. And way too many people use iPhone to create.
Fair enough. I mean, like, I could see them having a relationship with Black Magic.
Yeah. Well, that was supposed to be a thing, wasn't it?
Well, the immersive camera, I think, is the closest that I think we're going to see for a while.
Let me show you. Terry is cooking right now. Always got the hibachi grill on. Oh, I was looking to a third camera and I was thinking between the Pixis and S5 2X and went straight to the S5 2X because it's just a pickup and go camera. I love both, but the cost to value is crazy. Yes. So I'm using the Pixis right now, but it is absolutely not a pickup and run camera.
No.
So you're right. All right. Looks like you guys are in the same room. We're not, thankfully, because he farts so bad. And his farts smell horrible.
Do you want me to tell the Target story, Terry? I'll do it.
What? What? What are you talking about?
Terry,
Tell him.
Terry scared a girl out of Target with his fart.
No.
Sorry, you
Y'all
didn't
gonna believe
scare
him?
her. You disgusted her. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Now we just move this camera real quick. It's not on my face at all. There you go.
Don't believe a word this man is saying. I'm about to kick him off the stream.
You can't do that. I am the stream.
Yeah, that's right. I personally don't even need all that autofocus. A7S3 autofocus is enough. Every camera has good autofocus now, and we're splitting hairs. I'm going to disagree. Do we need it? No. But if we can have it, why not have it? Sony's cameras that have the little AI autofocus chip are significantly better than the ones without. Now, I'm not saying that the A7 IV FX3 is not good. Sure, it works great. But you don't realize how much more capable it could be until you use a Sony camera that has the AI chip in it.
Yeah,
It's
facts.
a world's difference. So if you let me choose one, yeah, give me the AI one all day. It works way better. And maybe you're not shooting things that help you take advantage of it, but like I shoot a lot of sports. It makes a hell of a difference. Nice, man. Everybody hit the freaking like button. There's 75 people in here right now. 75 people and 48 likes. What's going on? They don't like us. Is it
Haters.
Too much sauce?
It's too much.
Is it too melanated in this piece?
There's too many warm lights and melanated skin.
Is it cause we was talking bad about Sony? Anyways, all right, we need to get on. I appreciate these comments. I'm just gonna put them on the screen unless one jumps out to you. Yep. That's good. Kofi farts all the time. A camera with MagSafe would be fire. Lumix colors are. Whoa.
Hey, you know what? No, this is a great transition. Terry, this is a great transition. Because as we talk about leakers, we're going to talk about being wrong and strong. And some people are strong in their opinions, but they're wrong at the same time. Be wrong
Yeah.
and strong. It's okay. It's okay,
You
Classic
are-
84.
you are
can be
wrong and
as
strong.
much as you like.
Behind Nikon, Lumix has my favorite colors out the camera. I think Nikon has the best straight out the camera. I think Lumix leans a little too warm for me. Too magenta sometimes. Nikon's is like perfect. But to say
I got
that
a video
trash,
that's coming out soon that's really going to get on people's nerves if we're talking about color science and you're hating on Lumix. You guys are going to be real upset. I showed you some of the screenshots. You're going to be some people are going to be real mad.
Mm-hmm. All we're going to say is if you say Lumix colors are trash, then some of the movies that you've seen and the cameras that they were shot on must be trash also. S12 or bath salt still a thing? Yeah. Great. Got 3 jack dudes in here. Oh, Jason's here.
Hey.
My guy, Jason. Hey, let's give a W to Jason being in the chat. He just came all the way from Australia to the States in his little legs.
Yo, pull up Mighty Miggy's comment.
All right, hold up.
He just put one up, but it's my favorite one.
He said, wisdom is fast, but you're faster. Yep, they left after we said nice stuff about Lumix. Okay, all right, y'all. We talked long enough about Sony. And yes, Jason Morris is here. Absolutely. I feel like they've shown APS-C love. Yeah, I agree. 4K 60 crop is annoying. But you learn to work around it.
Yep.
I'm cutting in and out. Kofi's like, oh, Lord.
No, that's from way, way back. That's from before
Okay.
I changed our mics. You're going 30 minutes up in the chat.
Shot-town in the house. What up? All right, I want to talk about these freaking leakers. I'm tired of them. You can go run and tell your favorite leaker channel. Tight shirt TerryWarfield said, get a freaking life. Get a life. You're a loser. And you're ruining it for everybody. Let me explain. I didn't want to do this, but I'm tired of it. Okay?
Look.
I don't think there's anything wrong. Let me say what I'm going to say first. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you go first, Kofi. Do you have anything to say about the matter?
Yes, I do.
Because I'm about to go off.
I think one of the things that kind of gets under my skin is there's NDAs, like legally blinding documents that protect companies from trade secrets getting out into the public. Whether or not these leakers are from the inside or the outside, the fact that somebody would go as far to incentivize someone to shirk that legal responsibility that you have to kind of, make sure that you're not disclosing trade secrets for a particular company, to go out and do that is one thing, and it's wrong, and in some cases it could be illegal, or some cases cost you a lot of money depending on the NDA that you signed. The second thing, and I mean this has loosely to do with the last live stream we did, and someone taking something out of context and sprinting with it and setting up an unrealistic expectation where if the thing that was leaked or rumored doesn't come out, people will see the straw man of the leak being held against the brand, which isn't fair because it's not like the brand promised that in the first place, right? Like the whole, when the S1R2 came out and everyone's like, oh, it has to be the S1H or it has to be this camera. It has to be that because the rumors on Reddit said so. And then you build up this expectation. And then when it's not that, you're like, oh, well, this camera's crap now. I'll never buy this. And let me yell at all the YouTubers for talking about this camera because the one that I made up in my head doesn't exist.
That's exactly what happened. The game is the game. No. The game is the game when the game's being played fairly.
Yes.
The game is not the game. You could say that about basketball, right? The game is the game when it's being played fairly. But when when a player who's on steroids and etc. comes into the game and wins unfairly, is the game still the game? No, it's not fair. So, I myself am still a consumer. I got into the camera space because you want to know what? Cameras make me excited. New cameras make me excited. As a matter of fact, the anticipation makes me excited. Whether it's a camera, whether it's a new bike coming out, once I find out something is coming, right? And I acknowledge that it's not always like a YouTube channel doing the leaks. A lot of times these are like insiders at companies that are selling this information to these idiot YouTube channels or whatever the case may be. But as a consumer, when a company says, hey, this product is coming out on X, Y, and Z date, my anticipation starts to build because I want to know what it is. What could they be coming out with? How much is it going to cost? What does it do? And when the company says, hey, July 18th is the launch date, you haven't given me a chance to let that anticipation build. And personally, I like the anticipation. It's part of the excitement when you buy new stuff, right? And I'm a consumer, and I'm sure there's a millions of other consumers who feel the same way. We like the anticipation of a new product coming. It's exciting. You know why the iPhone launch event used to be so exciting before everybody started leaking? Because you knew nothing about it. And you would carve out the whole afternoon for the Apple launch event just to see the production, just to find out what's coming new, just to see everything. Like, that's excitement for me. And you freaking leakers, whether you are, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like I could also see potentially a devil's advocate for somebody saying, well, hey, I don't want to buy a camera a little bit before launch day, find out that the camera that I bought, I could have bought at the same price or cheaper because of the new thing that came out. And I think the problem is when there's no onus of being correct. Like I could make a fake rumor today and make it convincing enough that I might cause somebody to change their buying decision or their pathway to it. And nothing happens to me when I do that kind of stuff, right? The anticipation, like there's always gonna be two people, right? There's always gonna be some person that's gonna be in the market that's like, hey, you know what? I do want to buy a camera. If something's releasing and it's gonna be more up my alley, I'd rather wait for that thing rather than buy the thing that I need today. Which otherwise, like I would just recommend just if you don't have an immediate need, then don't buy it. But besides the point, it's the idea of I don't have to be accurate. I just have to be loud. And that's fine when it only affects you, but when it affects other people that are trying their best, and like, I'm sure you have the same thing. I'm sure there's tons of people that have reached out in your DMs asking where you're going and what you're doing and whatever the case is. And like, for me, I just stop answering. I just leave the conversation because I'm like, well, now you made it weird, right? There's certain things and social things that you can't be around now, or I can't shoot without looking over my shoulder. Like, we have to deal with all of that. But this person who didn't have to sign any NDA or anything else, or didn't have to have the responsibility, is able to manipulate that information for money. That's the part where I'm like, that's not fair. That's kind of slimy.
But then it gets worse. Because when we are under NDA for something, because you losers who are in this leak culture can't wait to get a hold of us. Like, y'all are like, when y'all find out we're somewhere, y'all scratching and clawing at the location just to try to like pick off a screenshot or something like that. It's okay, but let me finish. So, the consumer perspective. And I also have to acknowledge that I'm not just saying that it's the YouTubers that have the leak channels that are the problem. It's also you D-bag creators who can't hold water that are giving them the information. Y'all are just as big of a problem as the leak channels. Okay, so we talked about the consumer side of it. Let's talk about the creator side of it. Now, as y'all know, a lot of us are full-time creators. We worked very hard to get here. You might not acknowledge that or care about that, but we put in a lot of work to get here. All right? We built up reputations. We built up communities. And we depend on this stuff. We make a living off of this, right? So, Exhibit A. Said company said a new product. I'm sorry, I'm hearing double audio in my ears, throwing me off. But said company says there's a new product coming out May 30th, as an example. We might get the camera, drone, whatever the case may be. I mean, at this point, y'all know we get stuff early so that we can launch the videos on launch day. Y'all know this. So this is no secret. But we'll get the product 2 weeks early, 3 weeks early. And we spend a whole lot of effort, time, money. Some of us, I don't, but like Kofi and Cam pull whole budgets out to make these entertaining videos for y'all to watch. All right? And I know you didn't ask for this, but you are a consumer of entertainment. This is the world we live in. Because some of y'all could be like, oh, nobody said you have to do that. And shut up, okay? But the reality is, we depend on the launch date. So, what happens is, when the leakers who have no balls, okay, they can't build real communities. So they're like, oh, well, since I can't build a real community, I'm just going to take the slimy way and undercut everybody. I'm going to pull the rug out from everybody and release all the information early. What happens is, when people find out all this information early, it takes away our leverage when it comes to putting our videos out. You want to know why? Because they know everything. So not only did we put all this time, effort, energy, financial resources, etc., which some of y'all might not know. Y'all want these high quality comparisons, and they take days to make. And then we put them out, and because little stupid X, Y, and Z leak channel dropped the video and leaked all the sauce, what's the result? There's no interest when we drop our videos, which for us is taking food off the table, money out of pockets. It's hurting viewership. It makes it look terrible to brands that we involve with that spend money with us when we drop this video that only got 3,000 views because y'all ruined it by leaking everything. So,
It's worse than that too.
Go ahead.
I'd say, like, if you guys want a more not YouTube example, it's the same as like if you leak out a movie and then you develop your preconceived notion before seeing the movie, that hurts the actor, the studio, and overall film. But anyways, I think the other part of it is that you also put in jeopardy the marketing reps that have jobs. When you guys start leaking stuff, and you start, like, again, with the whole leaking and the rumor culture and stuff like that, whether you're a creator that's feeding it to somebody or you're somebody that's doing stuff on the inside or the outside, you're also putting people's jobs at risk that never asked to be put at risk. And that again, those are the harmful things that I think. Yes, I get it. The game is a game. People are trying to get their money, but I think that stops the second that you're like, let me put somebody else in harm's way in order for me to get what I want. Right? The game isn't the game when you have to hurt somebody else to do it.
Yep, and that's the way I look at, like, can you trust channels, right? Because I didn't have enough skill to build a authentic community, I'm gonna take the toxic route, and that's what the leak culture is. It's the toxic route. I'm gonna undercut everybody, pull the rug from everybody, and yes, Kofi is right. Someone like Sean is with Lumix. He's in here. So this man just goes to work every day doing his job, and now has to worry about who said this or who said that, or is my job in jeopardy because people can't keep their mouth shut. And I'm just using him as a random, like, example. I'm not stating anything specific, but I want to address Vu's comment on screen. Terry about to go toxic on the Sony Alpha Rumors guy. It's all of them. It's not just the Sony Alpha rumor guy. It's the DJI with Drone XL, Sony Alpha rumors, Andreas, whatever his name is. I ain't scared to call him out. Y'all trash. Y'all are trash. I don't respect it. I don't respect you because, like, listen, I'm cool for people to model their business however they want to, right? But it's like acknowledging the thief that's rich from stealing from people. Okay, you're rich, but I don't respect how you got rich. Okay, you might have a huge audience from being a link channel. Me, I don't respect it. And because I don't respect that, I don't respect you. Because you're undercutting and putting other creators in harm's way. And that's what I don't like. And I'm just one person. My opinion is not law. You know what I'm saying? It's only my opinion. And I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm saying out of tight shirt TerryWarfield's mouth, every single leaker, whether you are a creator, whether you are a brand rep, whether you are an outlet, like, you're trash. I get everybody got to eat, but it's the same principle of a thief. A thief got to eat too. Does that make stealing from somebody else who worked hard for their money and their food okay? No, it doesn't.
Everybody got to eat, but you got to make your own food, bro.
Oh, man. Got that off my chest. We got a super chat. Super chat starting. Oh, are the super chat wars beginning?
Let's go.
I'm just playing. Let's hit the super chat real quick. Jay, the leaks don't affect how many videos I watch on launch day. I watch my guys for specific takes. I don't understand how you are losing money. That's fair. First of all, thank you for the super chat because you did not have to. And I recognize that money's hard to come by, especially with cost increasing and tariffs. And the fact that you wanted to contribute means a lot. So thank you. And that's whether it's a penny or $1 million, whatever. But it does ultimately equate to us losing money. And I'll let Kofi can probably explain it a little more eloquently than I can because I'm a little emotional right now.
So again, it's kind of the same as like if you leaked a movie before the movie came out. Say for example, Thunderbolts comes out on Saturday. If the leak for the entire script, the entire movie, everything comes out, there's a percentage of viewers that otherwise would have seen the movie to cure the curiosity that aren't going to go now because they've already made their mind up about the movie because of the leak and they didn't get to see the full context of the movie. So Jay, as much as we appreciate that you watch videos regardless of what the leaks are, there are people that will not watch those things, which will impact creators financially because they've already made up their minds. For example, literally the S1R2 just happened, and the amount of comments that said, "Oh man, it doesn't have built-in NDs," or "Oh man, why isn't it the FX3 but Lumix version?" or "Oh man, why doesn't it have this?" And I'm like, well, that was never promised to us. But then you go to the rumor sites and you see like the rumor sites telling you that it's going to do X, Y, and Z and it's going to do your laundry and take your kids to school. And then when it doesn't, you know what I mean? People have already made up their minds about this thing. And then sometimes it goes south.
Yeah, and I do acknowledge that not everybody will not watch because it was leaked. That's fair. But guess what? For every one person that will watch, there's probably 4 that won't watch. For example, exactly what Kofi just said. You don't even know the truth about it. People had this idea about the S1R Mark II before it came out and immediately disqualified it before the freaking camera was even out, which means they didn't give it a chance because the rumors were wrong. So while we acknowledge your point, you can't discount the opposite side of it. It does cause issues for creators. There are people who won't. I thank you that you will, and I appreciate you being a loyal part of this community, Kofi's community, Cam, Vooz, Jason's, like all the creators are here. We appreciate it. But at the same time, bro, like y'all are of a small minority. There's a lot of people that simply won't because they found out everything already. Yep, exactly that.
And yeah, I could appreciate somebody wanting to know the leak so they're ready to buy something in the market for. Totally fine. keep in mind, like, if you're ordering it on B&H, like, the time of when the embargo announcement is, generally speaking, isn't the time when pre-orders even open. There's a buffer time anyway. But yeah, there's something to be said about, like, the prize being taken away or people just making up their own opinions.
Gerald killed that camera. It wasn't leakers. Gerald didn't do anything to that camera. Gerald showed you what the numbers were. He equipped you with information for you to go do what you wanted with it. You can say what you want about Gerald. I got to disagree with this 100%. And that's whether I like him or not. I mean, I do. He's my boy. But that's totally incorrect. Gerald equipped the viewer with the mathematical information and said, here it is. Do what you want with it. They even after that made another follow-up video to show you how do these numbers that the S1R2 reflect in real world usage. So Cam did make a point a while ago that while the mathematical data is great, context will be great. Kofi also made the same point, and I agreed. They gave it to you though. So I can't agree with this comment at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, no, yeah, I don't think Gerald killed or brought life to any camera. He gave you the information and exactly what you just said. We just wanted context, and then we got the context. Perfect.
Are you all? Oh, what happened to that? I don't know what happened. Oh Lord,
Maybe got real small.
Maybe we don't need to see this comment, Vu. Are you saying leaks is why launch tube doucher videos views kind of low? I think that's part of it. I think lack of innovation in the space is another part of it. I think way too many creators being on NDAs is part of it. So I think I think it definitely plays a part for sure.
Mike has a comment, or Ike has a comment, but I'm gonna hit him with some algorithm sauce real quick.
Is this comment right here?
Yes. The 20 different creators on launch day actually, by algorithm standard, doesn't necessarily make things lower. There's something called the suggested view. When you look at your analytics, there's search, there's browse, there's suggested. Those are the big three. Suggested, typically, if you have good suggested views, typically your views are going to be higher per percentage point of suggested views. Suggested views usually happen when people are talking about the same topic. Now, does that mean everyone's going to watch all 20 videos? No. It's still on you to make good videos, but I would say I don't necessarily think that is working against you so much. But yeah, it all depends on who you follow.
But he has a point, though. I'm going to pull up his next comment.
And I'm just saying that part, like, I wouldn't necessarily call that the only reason why.
But he does have a fair point. And then we got another super chat I got to get to in a second. The reason he's talking about you, Kofi. The reason I didn't watch your video wasn't because of the leaks. It's because I saw 5 videos before I got to you. Now, this part I can agree with.
Absolutely.
Okay. And this is, I just said that I think it's way too many creators on embargoes. Because when, yes, and the problem is twofold. First of all, ain't nobody about to scroll through a news feed of videos unless they're looking for somebody in specific, right? That's the first thing. Unless I'm looking for Kofi, if Kofi ain't in that top 5, I ain't scrolling.
I would look at the comment right under Ike's then, because he said the complete opposite.
Which I will.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a creator, when there's so much competition on launch day, I get suggested videos, but what if you're not suggested? You know what I'm saying? So when the top 5 videos are hogging all the views and the 15 below it, and again, these are creators that have put days and days of work into something. Because, and this is what happened. YouTube looks at impressions versus click-through, right?
Yep.
So it's all these impressions, but it ain't no click-through because they done already clicked on the first 5 videos. So now YouTube looks at your video like this isn't good content because the impressions are there, but there's no click-through. So then what happens? You stop getting suggested, period, and you get buried, which is my issue. But I'll pull up the next comment afterwards. All right, hold up. And then I'm going to get to the super chat. Okay, that's good. That's dope. As a viewer who actually watches, I'm here to tell you that's why. Okay, I watch everyone's videos and comment. Is that Kofi? Is that the comment, or were you talking
No, I was talking
about?
about Andrew. So like, what I'm
Andrew.
trying to say is that both sides are right. Where one person says 20 embargo videos, well, I'm not going to watch past 6. Andrew's like, oh, cool, I haven't seen that person before. Let me watch that.
That's if they get suggested,
If they get suggested, but I'm just
or
saying that
if
both
they
can exist
continue
at
to
the same
scroll.
time.
All right, let's hit this super chat real quick. Where it go? All right. First of all, thank you for the super chat, bro. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate super chat so much, man. Because you didn't have to. I know you probably heard the whole spiel, but I'm gonna say it again to you. Okay, I acknowledge how tough money is right now with tariffs and cost. I mean, freaking eggs are like $40 a gallon. I mean, a dozen. So the fact that you wanted to take money out of your family's mouth to contribute to me, I appreciate that so much. Love the streams lately. The knowledge drops have been so valuable as someone who's worked in the video world but wants to enter the creator one soon. Me, Kofi, and
It's a
Cam
good place to
have
be.
been, yeah. That is a good place to be. Me, Kofi, and Cam have all been talking about, like, okay, obviously we got to cover gear, but like, how do we really start giving back value? Like, how do we start giving? So I'm glad that it's being received well. That's dope, man, and thank you. All right, hold on. Scam Mackey still here. All right, Levon Lyons. I hope I said that right. We just want honest reviews. YouTube is different. I saw some of y'all videos from a year ago that helped me with the buying decision yesterday. Okay. I was thinking it was based off of Cam's comment. Yeah, I would say, you know, the channels that you can't trust, bro. And this is where we got to do our due diligence as creators. You know, you get that intuition in person from people when it's just somebody like you, like, nah, dog. And honestly, I know within 10 seconds of watching the video if I trust you or not. And if I don't, I'm moving on to the next one. So go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of weird and interesting because with like some of the reviews and stuff like that, especially like launch day stuff, this is no shade in Levon. I actually appreciate the fact that you watch our stuff, but we all say so much of the same things that I'm like, how many times would you hear this camera shoots AK open gate where you're like, I don't believe person 15. Yeah, like there's almost like less things to not believe on camera reviews because if like say you have the embargo, there's 25 people, and somebody lies, well then you sound totally different than the other 24 people, and then it's so easy to find, it's so easy to find the person that's not being truthful because there's 25 people saying the same thing. If there's one odd person out, you know exactly what it is right away.
Andrew B, your like to viewer ratio is dope. 73 likes with 76 viewers. Congratulations. That's what I'm talking about, community. I love y'all. But Vu just dropped a comment that I want to address because I would say honest reviews, less of a problem than biased reviews. Go ahead, Kofi.
I don't follow. What does that mean? Explain that to me.
Are you saying that it's the biased reviews that are the problem?
Not
that opens
really.
up a whole nother can of worms because y'all will say because I was in Japan that my view is biased when it really wasn't. But to you, on the opposite side of the spectrum, because I'm in Japan, that this must be a biased video.
But also,
right?
I can call someone biased if I don't like you, if I don't like the camera brand. Like,
that's fair.
I could not like Lumix gets it all the time, right? Like, so many people have this weird hate on for Lumix for whatever reason, where even if you say something lukewarm, like, hey, OpenGate's great, you're biased because why would you like OpenGate? Don't you have an FX3? Like, those are comments. If I don't like the brand or if I don't like the person, it's so easy to take that word and then just label it on somebody to dismiss them. So I don't like, it's hard to navigate that because there's not an objective measure to find out who's biased and who's not. Because like maybe, for example, I was gonna say like one last thing, like the camera overheating with the S1R2. Mine overheated once, and that was me being an idiot in one of the hottest places in the world. Still got 25 minutes shooting 8K. Does that make me biased for not yelling about overheating? Or does that mean that didn't actually happen? And now I'm like feeling like I have to pretend to be mad about something that didn't actually happen. So you think I'm honest, but actually I'm lying to you.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. Let me tell you all about my experience with the S1R Mark II. I use it all the freaking time. The last video on my channel was filmed in 80-degree weather, sunny day, with a LiDAR, like the Focus Pro attached to it, like everything. Didn't overheat one time, and I was filming in the most taxing mode that you could film in, open gate. So, the reason I'm bringing that up, because my experience has not been overheating, does that make me biased? Because I didn't tell you that the camera overheats, and also because I went to Norway to get it. Does that automatically, for you as a viewer, create bias in your head about me when I told you the truth? It's never overheated on me. Yes, I went to Norway, but guess what? It's still never overheated on me. So was I being facetious or something because I didn't say that my camera overheats because it did it?
It's a word that I'm gonna call, and I posted on Threads, and it's called performative authenticity. It's where I have to fake mad about things to make you think that I'm honest, but actually I'm only pandering to what your emotions are when it's things that I don't care about and never happened to me. And I don't want to get into that, so I make honest reviews.
I watched Terry for his take. I don't know why you trust me. I'm terrible. Gerald Gordon for their consistent tests. Gaylor, whoever that is, Galler, Fro for their photos. I don't know how to fit in Kofi, Cam, and Jason, so they need to catch me at the beginning. I'm not really, yeah. I mean, everybody has their channels that they like to watch for whatever their reasons are.
Everyone's 6 Pokemon are going to be different.
Yep. That's a great analogy. Kofi always got some type of freaking metaphor or parable, like.
I'm writing a book one day.
Sony ass might be more biased towards Sony. Oh, well, that's fair. But I also think, like, this is a part of our responsibility, or is it? Why am I not allowed to just say I love Sony cameras and I prefer Sony cameras? There's nothing wrong with that.
I have my take.
Go ahead.
As long as you could support the things that you're saying, I don't care if you're biased or not. Like if you said, hey, I think the A7S III is the best mirrorless camera of 2025. Cool. Give me supporting arguments. Be open to being disagreed with. But if that's what you say, whether or not it was given to you, you won it at a contest, you robbed it from the back of a Sony truck, I don't care. As long as you are able to back up the things you're saying, I don't care how you got there, but just give me some supporting evidence, and then let's have a conversation about it. Also, thank you, Ike, for correcting people who call me Nigerian.
My Nigerian, Wakanda forever.
That we are not going to do that here, okay? Charlie, we're not going to do that on the internet. It is very late. I do not want to have to deal with your foolishness today. So,
today, Vu says he meant bias without being aware of it. Huh? Okay. All right. I'm probably rare, but I actually watch as many videos on a new release as possible to get as many point of views as possible. One creator is more thorough than the other, so I get the full perspective. Amazing. And this is what we always recommend. You should not be watching one person's video as a grown adult and letting one person freaking sway you left or right. You should be, as a grown adult who is of your own intelligence, mind, thinking, intellect. Do I need to continue on with adjectives? You should be going to several places to get this information and that information and that information and that information and this website and that website and this review. Like, if you want to use the internet as a tool to gauge how good something is, you cannot just trust one source. You know, I would think that this is common sense, but clearly it's not. But as intelligent, responsible adults, this is what we should be doing, okay? Because guess what? Terry's not going to tell you a whole lot of things that are not within his scope of work that maybe Kofi would, right? Because Kofi is shooting productions. Terry's not. So don't just listen to Terry. Go listen to Terry. Go listen to Kofi. And then Cam is using his in a completely different environment. He's out in the desert all the time on horseback, filming Broncos that aren't trucks. And Gerald's giving you the nerdy stuff. And Jason is showing you what it's like to use cameras in the gym, but never use it on leg day. Like, you gotta go, you gotta go to all of these places and collect things to be able to form an intelligent buying decision. If you want to use the internet as a tool to get a gauge on how good or bad something is.
I would say even like, what's the next closest expensive investment to like your home, a car, is like an engagement ring. Probably the one under that's a camera, if you're someone that buys cameras. And the amount of research that you do for the first three and not cameras is wild to me. You mean to tell me that like not one person that I know will go to like a listing and be like, yep, that's the house, let's buy it. No one will go and be like, yep, that's the car. I'll get that car right off the lot, first car I see. But I'm like, when it comes to cameras and some of these things are like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, I'm like, one YouTuber, that one guy is going to sway you, but you'll go to 40 dealerships to find a car that's going to break down in 5 years anyways. That's insane to me.
Or they'll go on Amazon for a $20 toilet paper holder and read 400 reviews. But when it comes to buying a $4,000 camera, you trust one person. And
Yeah.
you know, I guess that should speak to how much influence people online can have, right? But at the same time, as viewers, consumers, because creators are still consumers. Like, you gotta pick from multiple pots so that you can fill your own. You know what I'm saying? Before you make a big purchasing decision like a camera. We gonna roll for probably about another 10 minutes and then wrap it up. Let's get through some more of these comments. Don't leave, y'all. What, 75 people? Is it 74 now? Y'all sit down. Sit down. Don't you try it.
6 more people just came in as soon as you said that.
Okay, well, 6 more people just left too. I shouldn't have said that. This is why they, honestly, this is why they say, and this is one of those creator tips. In your videos, don't ever say, so there's one last thing I want to talk about. Okay, that gives people a mental exit.
Yeah.
So don't say that. Even if it's the last point, just say the last point, and then you conclude. As soon as you give somebody a opening to leave, they're going to take it. A word of advice.
Terry at social events.
Boy, I'm the most awkward person ever. All right. Both of you work so damn hard to give us honest content, yet still represent yourself without changing yourself. Constantly coming up with amazing videos and staying super humble. True G's. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Isaac. He actually first AC'd from me a couple times.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Isaac, bro.
Well, he's never AC for me, so I'm jealous. But I've never directed a... Anyways. Cam is pretty trash, to be honest. If it wasn't for, like, the cowboy hat, he would be a load of trash. Cam is the man. Cam Mackey has so many haters. I get people hating on him in my video comments. You know, the people that are willing to go against the grain and be the standout and not play by the same rules everybody else will typically get hated the most.
Yep.
Cam is a rebel. Me and him have a lot in common because I will speak my mind in front of anybody and everybody, and I don't care who don't like it. In that way, we are very similar. But Cam is a rebel. He's a visionary. He's an innovator. He's ugly as hell. and he's built like a mozzarella stick. But
That's wild.
yeah, but he is an amazing dude. Very intelligent, hardworking. Like, there's a reason why he gets hated on. Anybody
'Cause he
that's
gets it right
great
back.
gets hated.
Cam's in a position where he gives it right back while at the same time has good work. So you can't dismiss the work, and then you also can't talk crap to him either. Because then you're like, what do you have to fall back on? Like usually someone like
Absolutely.
trash talks me, I'm like, cool, let me go see your portfolio. Oh, I thought so. You can't do that to Cam because you have to be. Then you immediately become insecure about your own work. So what do? You start throwing out the shill word because
Yep.
that's an insult. Then he wears that as a T-shirt, and now what? You're stuck. So what do? You make hate videos on this man. So then what does he do? He makes a video that's better than your video back at you. So then you go into silence, and then you try to shake his hand at NAB. You know who you are.
Cam is one spiteful dude. I will tell y'all this.
Yep.
And the way he gets back is completely demoralizing.
Yeah. Imagine someone made a diss short film. A diss short film. Not a diss track. Not a Hot 16. My man made a diss short film.
Yeah, Cam is not somebody you want to play with. See, I'm a little different. Like, you could trash talk me, and I'm going to trash talk back. But when you come to my page and you see that I only film leaves and rocks, then you can say something to me. Like, Cam and Kofi have legit bodies of work shooting with celebrities and winning film awards and all that. I haven't done none of that crap. So I have
think
not a
people's
leg to
afraid I'm
stand
gonna
on
beat them up.
besides I'll fight you. But you know what I'm saying?
I think that's what it is. I think people are just afraid I'm going to beat you up. So, like, if you're going to talk shit, it's like, you'll see me. And then you're going to be like, oh, he's bigger than I thought. Never mind. You know what? Let me just shut up.
Yeah. Oh, we got 2 super chats real quick. Let me get to these. One is from Shill Master himself. Terry just wants to keep my Blazars.
Hey, yo, Cam, you got robbed, bro. I don't know. I don't know if you know this, but you got an old school rob, and this guy said, I'm gonna borrow your lenses. You're not gonna see them things till like what, 2027?
You know what? I think this lens look beautiful on me right now.
Cam, you're gonna have to take that from Terry's cold, dead hands, bro.
I think this lens looks amazing on my skin right now. But big shout out to Cam for the super chat, even though this is definitely shill money. Shout out to Shill Team 6 in the chat.
Gang,
Another
gang.
super chat from, a new super chat from Thomas J. McClure. We appreciate
Hey.
all you guys. Keep making cameras fun. Keep hyping up the new launches. Still excited for the idea of live streams. This double audio in my ears is killing me. Still excited for the idea of live streams on launches too, by
We're going to get, what just happened?
I think your camera died. Hey, look at me. 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 I am the captain now.
Hold up 1 second.
Hold on, I gotta put my thing back in focus.
That was pretty funny, Kofi. Did it die?
I think your camera died, bro.
Oh, hold on. No.
Like, on that note, are we still down on doing embargo live streams?
I don't know what happened. My Pixis is not dead.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
You're
it
back,
must have-
You're back.
Okay. Kofi, that was hilarious.
Sorry, I saw an opportunity.
Kofi.
Katie, you're correct. I did just have a birthday.
Bro,
What just happened?
my
Terry just got
Pixis is
Terry
bugging
live
out.
on camera. Hey. Damn.
Hold up.
Yeah, you know what that probably was? That was probably the leaker channels. They probably leaked out your IP address.
Yeah, they probably
You
did.
played too much with them.
All right, so we're on my headphones now. My camera died, so I guess that's indicative of Vu said, pay your damn Wi-Fi bill. That was Cam snatching his lens back.
Damn.
I'll fill in for you, Terry. We kind of look alike.
Damn.
Why? Because we both black.
Damn. You know what's hilarious? Someone's gonna click on this live stream, see my face, and be like, "Yeah, that Terry look a little bit different."
Right. Oh man. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. That was a great ending to the stream.
That was wild. Damn. Can't put
This
some
is Terry from the
witchcraft on your
afterlife,
shit.
bro.
This is look at me. I am the captain now.
Okay,
You
y'all.
close it up.
Yeah, we gonna close up shop. We've been on for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Much love, y'all. Camera tripping. We appreciate y'all so much. Shield Team 6 signing out. Piece of chicken grease. Much love.